Ruck, and this is my boy,
Brother Ron,
Brother Jam,
Brother Los,
Brother Bishop.
and we are the Daily Smoke. Welcome.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
What's up?
We
good to see everybody, man.
Yeah, man. Good to see y'all. What's up?
Back at it again.
That's weird.
Shit, man. How everybody day been, man?
It's been good, man. It's been good.
I mean,
Been blessed.
Today was taxing.
Was it?
Oh,
How so?
I just had one of those days at work where, you know, it's like you're busy, but you're not even busy for a good reason.
Okay.
You just doing busy work.
Right.
And it's one of where you just feel like you're spinning your wheels all day. It's like there's nothing really productive being done, but you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
But at the same time, you just like, eh. And today that was just wearing on my patience, man. I had one customer, I just hung up on her, and I was just like, fuck you, lady. I'm sorry. I couldn't deal with her attitude.
Right.
Yeah. And you know, I've been at this for a minute, so I don't usually get like that, but she was just pushing my buttons.
Yeah.
Like, you got to go.
think that sound like the kind of day I was having?
All the time.
That's what I was going to say.
All the time.
Today I was having the same kind of day. My boss kept messing with me like, yo, I'm not trying to do your work, lady. You do your shit. I'm trying to do your work. And then this other dude, the manager, is like, come on, man.
Right.
I'm not trying to do that. I got my own shit to do here. Now, then again, it's my own fault for not starting till later on in the day and shit, but hey, it piles up. Yeah. But I get shit done. You get frustrated, but I get the shit done.
I can't help you, brother.
Do y'all deal with the general public in terms
I
of...
do.
You do?
Yeah.
You know I do, but not everybody.
How often do you come across some kind of situations in what you do?
The real sad part is dealing with people in general like that. You come across it way too often.
Do you?
Oh yeah. The one fun part for me is that people can never tell my race on the phone.
Really?
Right. I don't. They even ask me like, where you from? Because they say, oh, you don't have an accent. Okay, fine. You know.
Okay.
Nope. Texas, born and raised. Okay. But you talk to some white folks long enough, oh, the racist comes out.
Really?
Oh yeah.
How so?
Oh
How
man,
so?
I had one the other day. This was maybe like 2 weeks ago, and we were talking, and he mentioned something about politics, and I made a little joke back, you know, little something, but that was his green light, and he was like, oh.
Feel comfortable.
He's one of us, you know. And sometimes I play along just to see what they'll say, and then he was like, "You want to hear a joke?" And I don't remember the setup for the joke, but the punchline was, "Let's go, Brandon."
Damn.
And you know, with that slogan, where that comes from.
Right.
And he was dying. He thought that was the funniest shit ever. And I was just like, I was like, oh, you one of them.
Wow.
Okay. Dude, I've actually talked to a couple of QAnon people while doing the course of my job, and if you let them talk long enough, it comes out. It comes out.
Should have been like, excuse me, that's my cousin you're speaking about. He'd have shit his pants hung up on you.
Be like, how do you know Brandon?
How do you maintain your calm and everything when people are they may do things that may push certain buttons?
Because it's not directed at me. Okay. You know, I know it exists. It's, you know, I'm not dumb, deaf, or blind. You know, I know it's out there in the world, and I know those people exist, and it gives me a chance to kind of almost in a way safely interact with them, because they're not really talking to me, they're just talking to the guy they think is on the other end of the phone, and that's fine.
Right.
I'll see what you say. You know, it gives you some insight into those people and how they think. You know, and you get firsthand experience. It's like going on a safari. You know.
Wow.
That's funny. Wow.
I'm the cracker hunter instead of the crocodile hunter.
That's real.
Yeah, for me, I guess because they know my name, so they know, okay, he's Spanish, but is he white Spanish or is he brown Spanish?
Right.
You know, so I don't get into political stuff with them. If they happen to mention something, I just laugh and keep on going, because I'm like, I'll get fired if I answer your question, sir. You know, but and there's some that they come close because they don't know how I'm going to take it, and they
Right.
come real close, and I'm like, say it. Oh, okay, you're smart because you didn't say it. So I'm like, yeah, okay. But I know now if I ever meet you face to face, hey, what's up? Okay, I know you're looking at me crazy. But I do speak to them. I mean, I don't care what color you are. You call me. I do what I want to hear when I call somebody.
Right.
That's the service I give everybody.
Yeah.
Fuck what color you are. What I'm doing here is getting that green color off your
Thank
ass.
you.
So I don't care what color you are, because that's the most important color right now, green. So yeah.
Oh, got a call.
Oh,
Okay, damn, trying to get us all, you know.
Well, if you guys want to talk to us, give us a call. The number's on the screen, 281-858-3107. We would love to hear from you guys.
Most definitely. Yeah, man. Y'all got to call in. We're going to have a real good conversation today, man. So, and we got a bunch of different perspectives, you know, so y'all's perspectives.
Stay with us.
I think your boy
just as
Burley
great.
had a comment about what we was talking about. He said, I had to cut some relationships like that, especially after Big Perry was killed by the cops in Wisconsin.
Oh,
Call in, man. Let us know. Talk to us about that.
yeah.
You know, yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, the number's on the screen, 281-858-3107. Give us a call, man. We'd love to hear from you,
man.
brother.
I guess it hurts more when it's someone that you know they might be that way, but we cool as fuck. And then it turns out like, now I see you facing it to me.
Now I see you. Now I really see
man,
you.
it hurts because it's like, man, I thought we were boys.
To a certain
I can't be
degree,
your boy no more because you done crossed the line.
Right.
to a certain degree, though, I appreciate when they upfront with it, when they let it come out, because then I know where to put you in as far as my category of human beings. You know, oh, okay, you go on that. You know, I can talk to you. We might be able to have a conversation in the course of a work day or something like that. But I'm not even trying to be friends with you. Not trying to be cool with you. Just deal with you on a professional basis. That's cool, and I'm not gonna hold no grudges. Do your thing. If as long as you're not directing anything at me, you know, personally, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's
hey,
how
do you?
That's how I felt when I got out. I think I used to tell you all the time, like, you know what? Mugs are there, more racist than down here,
Yeah.
because here, hey boy, what you doing around here? Oh,
Yeah.
figured I know not to come. There, hey, what's up, my man? Yeah. Fucking nigga.
Yeah.
You know, so at least there, I don't know who's who here. I know, like, I can just look like, I'm not going in there because look at the dude. He's already looking at me like, please don't come over here, man. Please don't come. So I'm like, I'm not going over there. I know not to go in there. And besides, I hear the music and the hooting and hollering. I ain't trying to go up in that bitch.
I saw an interesting video on TikTok the other day. It was a white woman. She was talking about an experience she had with a friend of hers growing up. She said when she was growing up, she didn't realize her father was racist because it was just, you know, always around. That was how people talked as she was growing up. But at one point, she wound up inviting a little black friend over to the house. And when her, you know, kids, I'm talking like 8, 9 years old, when the black friend came over to the house, before she got in, she got up to the door and she was like, "Are you sure I'm welcome here?"
Wow.
This little black girl was, because we have to know this from such a young age, whatever the danger signs were that this little white girl was completely oblivious to, this black girl picked up immediately. And the little white girl was like, no problem, come on in. Say when the little girl left, her daddy pulled her to the side, your little friend ain't welcome here no more. And she was like, whatever it was, that little girl had to have, even at that young of an age, had to be perceptive and aware of it to be able to pick up on it just like that before she even walked in the house. It just shows you how we're tuned to it. We can't help it because it's everywhere when you're us, you know.
I got invited to a racist bar one time.
Really?
It was a little bit after I broke my arm, so the safety dude and the head honcho wanted to take me, you know, to lunch. But there's a little bar in Channelview that was right down the street from the job.
Channelview.
And he instantly was like, don't worry about it, just stick with us. You're probably going to get some funny stares, but fuck them, because they're racist and there's some racist assholes up in here. So he already gave me a heads up, so like, don't even sweat, you're with us. They know us.
Like you, huh?
But why take you there?
Right, that's what I'm
my
saying.
question.
That's because it's right down the street from the job instead of going. It's a hangout spot for all the big wigs and some of the employees too.
So
But
in other words, he worked at a racist company. That's when they all hung out.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what that tells you.
Hey, our token is better, y'all. Hey, come on, everybody. Hey, token, what's up?
If you had a white friend, right? Think about it, dog. If y'all had a white friend and you go to this bar, right, and you hang out, and there's nothing but black folks there, right?
Black Panthers and Nation of Islam dudes.
Yes, that thinking, yes. Would you take your white friend
No.
there? Like, why would you do that?
No. For one, I know that once I leave, when I come back, I'm going to get like, what's wrong with you, man?
Right.
Why would you bring that white whip in here? You know, like, come on, man.
That's crazy to me, dog.
No matter how cool he is, he's not this. So don't bring him in here.
They low key wanted to show off they
black
I got
friend.
a black friend. Yeah,
Right.
You was street cred about it.
In Bobby's case, yes, I mean, in Bobby's case, it was more a work thing. He was a worker.
Right.
They respect him.
What happened?
The disconnect, now it's reconnecting.
Oh, you can't even see it on here. It must be something wrong with the internet.
Yeah, it disconnected for a second, then reconnected. So
It's
So
still
I think
going.
we're good.
Okay.
Good so far.
Yeah, we're
I'm sure
good.
it turned off unless the delay.
I don't think it hits yet.
I had a little bit of a glitch, but I
Oh,
think
you
that
did?
might have been my phone. I don't think that had anything to do with the
Mine
broadcast.
is too. We
Yeah,
pressed
I
the
see-
same
I
part.
see it
Okay,
here, so
we
it-
should be
Okay.
good.
Okay.
All right,
It's
mine
correct.
just glitched. Hey, listen. How long after you messed your arm up did that happen?
like 4 days after.
Okay.
I was still in care, straight out the hospital.
Work thing. They want to make sure he was good.
Had they ever done anything like that before?
What?
Like
Taking
taking you out?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
To that place?
I've been to that place.
Oh, okay.
But at the time, it was like because it was like I guess around noon, or I guess some folks, you know.
certain
certain
folks.
time.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
certain folks that they know who hang out there.
Now, you know what the truth is? He was Uncle Ruckus up in that bitch. Yeah, them nigga boys, you know, and that's why he's sitting there drinking with him and shit.
Ain't nothing more beautiful.
You know?
Nobody did
Not a
nothing
white
than what they
woman.
normally been doing.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
Nobody,
yeah.
trust me, that
I'm
wasn't his
with
first
you.
time. You know what I'm saying? Like what he told us, that wasn't his first time.
They should have beat Rodney
Right.
King.
That's the
Right.
That's
So
the
I'm trying
issue.
to get to the bottom
Right.
of it because I'm
That's
like,
the issue of
why
it.
would they take that
Right.
man there?
Yeah, because Bobby like
You
going
know,
there.
you've been there, right? You know, they should have hit that boy with a bigger stick, that Rodney King. All right, they should have just ran him over with that car.
Bobby like going there.
Yeah,
They
you
got
know.
good wings.
Right. Their beer is colder than anywhere else. Because you know he like beer.
Yeah.
Oh, appreciate that, Kevin. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
was
was
looking
worried
out for
for a
us.
minute.
They was looking out for us. I saw that.
I was friends with a racist once.
Really?
Yeah, y'all know him, kicking dirt.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I was friends with a
Yeah.
racist, and I got to be honest. Like, I liked him because he was what he was.
Yeah.
He made no apology for it.
He was honest
just
about
said,
it.
hey, I just don't like niggas, man. You know, that's just what it was.
Right.
And the reason we used to always come across each other is because always had like a common interest, which was, you know, Gran Turismo online.
Right.
You know, racing, that kind of stuff. So because I used to always do, well, I was trying to get in a NASCAR, and that's what, you know, that population like, you know,
Plus he was a
caters
real
to.
car- he was a
And he
real
was a real race car driver. So
Oh, okay.
he knew his stuff in real life. But because I would be out there, and he always saw me out there practicing, he started helping me. As a result of him helping me, we started developing a friendship, you know, whenever we would log on.
Right.
So as we began to do that more and more, I started seeing a change in his thinking towards black people. And I think that was probably one of the better relationships I've ever had in my life, because it was two people just genuinely being themselves, you know?
Right.
I'm not saying you have to stop being a racist.
Right.
I'm not. They're not making me accept him or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like,
Right.
hey, we have a common interest,
Right.
and then as a result of that, a relationship built. You know, we ended up going our separate ways anyway, but it had nothing to do with race.
Yeah,
You
that wasn't like
understand?
an issue.
So I always counted that friendship as a positive to me.
Not me.
He couldn't stand kicking
That
down.
For personal
motherfucker was
reasons.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
for personal
like
reasons.
personality
Right.
reasons. You know what I
He was
mean?
a dick, a racist
Yeah.
dick. I guess if I eat more watermelon, I'd be better at this game. yo, GTA is not just for niggas, man. It's for white people too and shit. You know, I'm not black enough. I guess that's why I keep getting killed. Like, you just sorry, man. That's why you
you can't aim.
Yeah, I'm telling him, like, dude, in real life, if we were doing a heist like this, as soon as we get to the getaway car, bah! I'm taking your bag and we're gone. I'm killing you. That's fucked up. I'm like,
use a
you're
lot.
gonna get us caught, man. Yeah, you're gonna get us caught. Like, fuck, man, I'm killing you right there. And blah, I'm sorry, bro.
I've known a few over the course of my life that I was pretty sure that they never came flat out and just said, hey, I'm a racist, you know, but things they said had indications. I was like, oh, okay. You know, when you pay attention. And so, like you said, you know, if you don't get offended and you accept the person for how they are, sometimes, not every time, but sometimes you can have a decent relationship with somebody like that. You know, you can actually, like, there was this one guy when I used to work at Compaq years ago. Everybody in the warehouse knew that he was a racist. And people would ask me, it's like, how are you cool with him? We go out to lunch sometimes, you know, whatever, chilling.
Right.
And like, how are you cool with him? I said, because I know where I stand with him.
Right.
It's not a question.
Right.
You know, he was upfront with about how he thinks, and I was upfront with him about how I think.
Absolutely.
And neither one of us had a real problem with it. We weren't, you know, attacking each other or anything like that. Just a difference of opinion.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I know I could never go to his house and try to date his daughter. I'd probably get shot, you know.
Rough.
And he ain't finna come to my hood. You know what I'm saying? So, okay.
Well, I got a friend in Pittsburgh like that. I mean, real dear friend of mine. He's not so much that he's racist, but he doesn't understand the privilege that he has because he has lots of black friends, and he does. I mean, but every here and there, like I say, if you're from Pennsylvania and you're white, you got that shit deep in you. I don't care how cool you are with the brothers and whatever. All of y'all. I've been there long enough to see that.
His program.
But you know, like I said, I love the dude to death. He's like a brother to me. But I know it's in him. But he won't do that towards me at all.
Yeah.
Or anybody that I know. You know, this would be, if you fuck with him and you happen to be of a different color, it's gonna come out.
Then it come out.
But then again, I do that shit sometimes too, you know. Y'all know who I don't like. So, you know. So that shit come out sometimes too. I don't mean that shit. But if you fuck with me, I'm racist now. I'm gonna turn into a racist.
I'm gonna be all kind of racist.
I'm gonna call you some names now. Because I know you do that shit when you see me. So
right.
Fuck that.
Racist Los is a funny dude, man.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
He's
is.
a very funny dude.
But I love everybody.
Yeah.
Not them people though.
Boy. And the people that he's racist against are like my favorite people. You know what I'm saying? All of that.
You can have everything
about him. I like everything about him. Everything. I love everything about him. He came, so I'm like, man, what's wrong with you?
I tell you what, when I start Shutters, you can have India. I'll give you India, man.
No, look, that's a whole hour-long conversation. That's gonna take us the whole show.
Talk about my Shutters.
We start talking about
Don't give nobody your $1 trillion idea.
We got to put the TM up on the screen.
So that's I mean.
Yes, man, I would like one. Unless you got one of the other ones. You got one of those.
One thing about him, you know what though, man? I remember, man, I learned something important from kicking dirt.
Yeah.
His dad was into motorcycles big time. Mm-hmm. And he had lost his dad. And the way he would, whenever like certain holidays would come up, or birthdays, you know, any anniversaries, man, I had a chance to see my friend because he was in a vulnerable place. And we would talk, like we'd be on the game talking and just having a man-to-man honest conversation about just life, you know what I mean? Just like, what's your take on it? Or what you think about this or whatever. And like, while we up here working on cars in the game, like all that kind of stuff. But one thing that I would never forget was he really he told me how important his dad was in his life.
Yeah.
And for numerous reasons, you know. And when that was gone, it almost broke him. It almost broke him.
Plus, he has to take care of his mom.
Yeah, and he has to take care of his
That
mom
really
as well.
fucked
That almost broke him, man. The dad is an important figure in the family.
Yeah.
We have to always be mindful of that.
That's very true, man. It's very true.
See, for me,
go ahead.
I always had a dad there, so I don't know. I don't know what it's like not to have a dad there.
Yeah.
My dad was with us all the time, so I can't speak to having a stepdad, having no dad. Yeah, my dad would go away when he was Army shit and all that, but it wasn't even. I knew who he was.
Right.
He'll be back. Hopefully, he don't get killed in this
He
war.
he didn't go get a pack of cigarettes and never come back.
Right. So he was always there. So, which my mom then in turn didn't really have to do much. We were just talking about my mom never drove. My mom never worked. Yeah. She worked at home because she took care of kids. And sometimes she'd make more money than my dad taking care of them damn kids. But she never had to do that. And so that, to me, my mom, I had that nuclear family, a brother and 2 sisters. So I don't know what it's like not to have a dad.
See, me and you kind of came from the same background.
Yeah.
My dad was never in the picture.
Not even from the start at all.
My parents got divorced. I want to say when I was like 4 or 5, something like that. And even before then, my dad was he was an alcoholic. He was abusive. He was a lot of things. So even when he was around, it wasn't really good to have him around. So when he left, my mom took over the role of everything.
Yeah.
That was it. She was just everything. So my dad, for me, was the example of what not to do. And that was what he became in my life, because everything that he didn't do is what I tried to do for my kids. Because I know what it was like not having somebody, there to pat you on the back and say, hey, good job. I know what it was like to not have anybody who you can turn around and say, look at what I did, and have them be proud of you. That stuff, those little things, those matter to kids. And if you don't get that when you're young, you do miss something from it as you get older. My kids are a lot different from me because they had me around. And I can see that. I can see that they benefited from having me there. But and we talk about dads, but it's really the absence of either parent. If you, for some reason, lose a mother or father, the child is going to be hurt. But like I was telling somebody the other day, with mothers, it's a lot harder, because usually, even in a situation where there's a divorce or something like that, who usually winds up with the kids? They're going to go with the mom. Whereas the dad kind of has the option to not be there, So we have a tendency, as men, it's like we have that tendency to run. I never could do it. I never could do it. Even one that I thought was mine, I claimed for a very long time because I wasn't sure.
I cap.
Oh yeah.
But you know what's funny about that too is, even though I had my dad there, me and my dad didn't get along very much because I was too much like him.
Yeah.
So because later on in life I knew that the shit I do now was the shit he used to do back then. That's why he knows what I'm doing.
Right.
So, and he couldn't figure out a way how to get this motherfucker to stop doing this shit. It's like, because I'm you know. But so it's something like that to think. Even though he was around, sometimes I never cursed that he would never be around.
Right.
I just figured you just got to deal with me, nigga. You can't go nowhere.
Right.
And I'm not going nowhere. Now he would threaten sometimes, "I'll send you back to your grandma in Puerto Rico," and I'm like, I go to Puerto Rico at this age, I'm gonna die by the time I'm 25, so I'll stay here. I'll stay here, try to be good, and for a couple of weeks, and then I go back. But yeah, so even though you, like you say, all the things that you miss, sometimes I'm like, I ain't do it anyway, but I didn't care because just leave me alone.
But even those things taught you things, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Even having a father there, even if y'all butting heads, that's gonna me and my oldest, we butt heads when he was in high school. And I used to joke with his mom and say, that's gonna be the one that I have to knock out by the time he's 16 or 17, because me and him would just, he naturally did that, and it never came to that. Thankfully, I'm glad it never happened. But he would push my buttons, and I love him to death, but he would push my buttons, and I know I would get on his nerves too. I used to, sometimes when he was mad at me, I used to say, Say, I know right now you calling me every curse word in your head. I know that. And I'm good with that. But you still gonna do what the fuck I said.
Right.
And see, that's how my dad was with me. Like, don't think you slick, man. I know what you're doing. I'm over here thinking, what the fuck I'm doing? Then I hear stories from my mom. I'm like,
Oh, damn.
Dad, this and shit like that.
John, you said
I'm the stupid one here.
brothers, right?
Yeah, I have 2 older brothers.
2 older brothers, no sisters.
1 sister.
One sister.
Yeah.
Everyone have the same parent.
Yeah.
Same father.
Yeah.
Everyone has the same father.
Yeah.
So that father that you didn't have, they had?
Well,
they didn't have
okay,
you?
my 2 oldest siblings, my brother is 13, my oldest brother is 13 years older than me, and then my sister's 10 years older than me. Then me and my other brother, we're only 2 years apart. So between me and my sister, there's a 10-year gap, you know. So there's a good gap in age. So they had him for most of their childhood, you know. And then by the time the last 2 of us came along, that's when the relationship was breaking up, you know. And then eventually they got divorced, you know, shortly after I was
a little bit you went through, they went through a whole
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
They went through a whole lot longer than you did.
And that had results, you know, that produced some results that we still looking at today like, oh, really? You know, so, but.
It's funny how you got the same family, same dad, but part of it, he didn't have them, but they did.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And that, so they think of him a whole different way than he thinks of us, you know? Cause he
And
really,
those little things make a difference.
Hell
man.
yeah.
Make a big difference.
Yeah, my brother, we don't share the same dad.
Yeah.
But my dad fell in love with him when he met my mom.
Yeah.
So, and my brother's 10 years older than I.
Yeah.
So he like, this is
My boy!
And then I was born, they were like, that's the boys!
Shit, Pops knew how to get up in there. Oh, hey, you got a son? Hey, son.
Right.
She looking for that.
What?
Pops was slick.
Different mom.
What?
Oh, okay.
What? He started before all this. So, I actually had
Say what?
Wow.
Yeah, that's
But yeah, man. You know, like you were saying, we kind of came from the same type of, you know, background almost.
Yeah.
My father, however, he wasn't present in the home. And I think, man, up until I was about, I want to say in the 10th grade, actually when he passed, I remember seeing him approximately about 5 times throughout my life.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember I used to love to go see him though, you know.
I remember you talking about him when we back when we was in high school.
Yeah, I used to love to go see him, man, and
Isn't it amazing how we brag on the fathers that weren't there? Because I used to do the same with my mom. Oh, my daddy this and my daddy that.
still your dad.
Yeah.
Still your dad, because you know that you want to get to know that man because that's what you may become.
right.
Because you know that DNA don't go too far. You know? I mean, y'all know me. My daughters look just like me.
yeah.
And then mentally, they gotta have some. You know, as a matter of fact, on my older daughter, when I did meet her after so many years of looking for her, and knew that I had her, I didn't know. I remember thinking to myself, man, DNA's a motherfucker, because I knew about her when she was 2, but I couldn't find her until she was 15, and now that I meet her, she's just like me.
Yeah.
And I had nothing to do with this shit.
Yeah.
But her the mentality, the way I'm like, wow, that's something else, man. Even though some other people raised her, I could see they could see me in her themselves. I'm like, wow, that shit works, man. So I guess that's why you would want to meet your dad, to see, you know, even just to see, like, damn, I'm gonna be an old ass, stupid looking motherfucker. Damn, Pops. You know, stay back. Don't let that shit rub off.
His daddy looked like Arsenio Hall though.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
First time he showed me a picture of his father, I was like, dude, that looked like a light-skinned Arsenio Hall.
He really looked like Humpty Hump, man. Ooh. He really looked like Humpty
Wow.
Hump. For
Yeah.
real. Like, if you remember that picture that used to be on top of his like dress or something, his daddy wearing that coat.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
He's on the piano. Yeah. When you walk, he's on the
That's
piano.
funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I hadn't thought about that, but
man.
now that you say
I
it.
used to always say that, man. Yeah.
That's
He
funny.
was
man.
cool
He was a
though,
pimp
man.
though, man.
Yeah, he
Right.
was. He was. Cause
Yeah.
I told you, I found out, man, when I was, probably about what now, going on about 8 years ago. I found out that I had like 23 other brothers and sisters.
Jesus,
That's crazy. Wow.
I remember you told me you found a few more, but I didn't know it was
right. So this is what happened with that. So one of my brothers that I didn't know just hit me up one day on Facebook and was like, "Yo, man, is your father named Melvin?" I was like, "Yeah, why?" And he was like, "Because I'm your brother." I was like, "Nah."
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You thinking it's some funny shit. And he was like, "Nah, really, man, I'm your brother." He said, "Matter of fact," he said, "I'm gonna introduce you to 2 more of your brothers."
That's pretty cool.
Right?
At least he found you. That's
Right,
cool.
right. So we ended up talking, you know, and we all been talking since. One of them actually, we real close. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
But then about a year later, the same brother that contacted me, he hit me and was like, "Yo, man, you know, I was talking to our sister and we got to doing some research on dad and everything." And he was like, "Man, we found out we got 23 brothers and sisters, man." And he said,
"Damn!"
And he said that we know of thus far.
Man, if you ever put your DNA into one of these DNA ancestry systems, your shit gonna blow up.
No, they're gonna send back like, "Sorry, sir, we have to triple charge you for this because you're gonna have us working for a year and a half."
And my old man was a pastor.
What was your
Oh shit!
and a chef?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
literally 23 and me. That's the,
right,
That's
right.
That's good. Oh, that's good.
That's funny. What about you, Ron?
Man, you know what? My dad is kind of complicated, but at the end of the day, man, because I've grappled with my father in my life, and man, I finally was able to, at least in my own heart, reconcile with him, because what I realized what I was dealing with at the end of the day was, man, my dad was this real young, handsome dude with money, and he loved his son, and things didn't work out between him and his baby mama. And based on the amount of access she allows, that's where I'll be dad. And that's what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He took care of me whenever I did get a chance to get out there. He messed up some ways along the way. But for the most part, man, my dad, he did
tried.
the best he could. He did the best he could with what he had, man.
Okay.
You know? So yeah, I ain't got no issues with him. But the dude that would be like my dad, like who I saw every single day, was my stepdad. His name was Jimmy Horton. And I was with him from the age of 5 until like about 15, them critical years for a young man, you know. And I thank God that he was the man that he was as a father in my life, because I started relating to him like my dad.
Right.
And just to show you how healthy my mother was, man, some of my best memories are of my stepdad and my dad all chilling with my mama, and there's no issue nowhere.
See.
There's no issue nowhere. You know, I don't have to not call him daddy because my daddy there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And the daddy that's there but not there, I don't have to stop calling him daddy. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was dealing with some really mature adults, man.
Right. See, and again, that was one of the things that I tried to do for my kids, because my oldest daughter's from a different mother from my younger 3. And when I found out about her, it was like, okay, not only do I have this daughter now, but she also shares a birthday with my oldest son.
Wow.
Their birthdays are literally the same day,
That's cool.
a year apart.
That's pretty cool.
So we used to have joint birthday parties when they were little, you know, and so me, my wife at the time, and her mother and her stepdad, all there. She calling him dad, she calling me dad.
Yeah.
She having to specify which dad when we're both in the same room.
Right,
you know, but
right.
everybody was good.
Yeah.
And you have to create those kind of situations when you're dealing with kids.
That's
you
right.
can't let this animosity sit. I don't have nothing to do with her mother.
Yeah.
Once she turned 18.
Right.
Because she's not a person who I prefer to spend my time with. Right. That's it. But for the time that my daughter was growing up, she would have, if she hadn't asked me, she would have never been able to tell that there was any difference in the way I felt about her mother.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah.
And you can't let stuff like that get in the way,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to kids.
I miss those southern nuances. You'd be like riding with your dads, man, be like, Daddy, and both of them go, huh? And it started happening so much. They'd be like, okay, Daddy number one, Daddy number two. We ain't gonna fit one place, You have to do little things like that, man, in them kind of situations.
Yeah, for real.
That's so healthy, man, because you don't get that most times, especially these days.
Yeah.
Man. You know what I'm saying? You really
Yeah.
don't. And I think it's a shame, man, because if you are a father that's not in the house or a mother that's not in the home because of whatever, I don't think that should hinder the relationship from all of those parents being able to raise that child together.
Right.
Because it can only benefit the child.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Your selfishness as a grown up, I think that hinders something that child could learn.
Absolutely.
Exactly what you were saying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's sad because that means that you're not putting that child first.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's not good under no circumstances.
Absolutely.
I think that's
Because
horrible.
the child didn't ask to be brought
Exactly.
into this world.
Exactly.
You have to put them first in those kind of
That's
situations.
right, man. That's
My
right.
personal feelings have nothing to do with the situation.
right.
I might not be able to stand you, but if I got to hang out with you to be able to make my daughter happy or celebrate with her or graduation or this or that or the other, hey, dude, what's going on? How you doing?
Absolutely,
Let's go ahead and get in here. We're going to get this food. We're going to go through this graduation process, and then we're going to part ways when we're done, and I don't have to see you for hopefully 6 months to a year if I'm lucky. You know what I'm saying?
Because your love for your child is greater than all of that bullshit.
Thank you.
So you guys that didn't have dads, did y'all have stepdads? He said he did. You said your dad was gone. Did you have a stepdad?
Yes,
Somebody
and
was there?
I had a stepdad that was there for maybe about 4 years.
And after that, nobody
And
else?
after that,
Just mom.
that was it. You know what I'm saying? And it's, I'm glad you asked that question, man, because that's one of the things that not having a father, I always asked myself in my head, I was like, man, if I did grow up with my father in my life every day, how would that have made me different?
Right, yeah.
It
Like
would've.
some of the decisions that I made,
yeah.
some of the decisions I made along the way,
Would've.
that I may look back and was like, man, I wish I didn't, maybe if I had done that differently. But if you don't have nobody to teach you certain shit,
Right.
you don't know.
You just
You
gonna
know
do
what I'm
what you
saying?
do.
I
You're
will
going off
say,
of mama.
right,
Going off
I
of-
will say that my mom, and I stated this before, my mom did a hell of a job raising my sister and myself. You know what I'm saying? So I don't regret anything, but it does make me wonder. You know what I mean?
What what different of me now at this
Right.
age would have been had Pops been there the
Right,
whole time.
man. Right.
But
But
then he wouldn't have been the same man either. That
right,
he really was.
right.
you know.
And I look at it like this too. I did have 2 uncles in my life that were always present. You know what I'm saying? One who literally lived three streets away. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't in my house every day. For a large part of my life, I was at his house all the time because he was living with my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? And when Mama go away, you go to grandmother's house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I literally still grew up with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I learned a lot of things from him. He was Superman to me. You know what I'm saying? He was my Superman and shit, which is why I'm scared of spiders.
Really?
Because of him.
But you see what you did there. You looked for a dad without even
Yeah.
knowing you were looking for one.
Right.
You
Yeah.
found it in your uncle.
Yeah.
See, me, I got a stepdad probably I want to say like 8th grade year. I think it was when my mom finally remarried. So he came late in my life when I was kind of already on my own path. Me and him, we didn't fuck with each other too much.
Right.
He was there for my mom, and I got that. I was cool with that. He made my mom happy, and I respected him for that.
right.
But as far as me,
You're not my dad.
just leave me alone and we're good. We won't have no issues. And he respected that. He realized that he had kind of come along late on the scene, so he didn't have too much influence on me. By that time, I was already a teenager, already kind of had my own head on my shoulders.
Right.
And so, he did give some decent advice at a couple of times when I needed it. But then he passed my senior year in high school. So I literally only had a stepfather in my life for a few years. So, that was just what it was.
When I was looking up the statistics, like trying to find out like what are the differences between people that are raised with a father versus without a father, I would dare say like you two brothers have beat a whole lot of odds. Now some of them y'all met the criteria. Like there were certain statistics, like they say, individuals without a father are more prone to having anger issues. They're more prone to having children in their teens. They're more prone to it was small things like more often than not have a college degree. Like they were showing like all of these different matrices of life or whatever
That affects.
What it affects, and they basically were under the assumption that the issue is settled. It's clear. The father's absence harms children, not the presence. I mean, the presence would be your situation, but like the father's absence, not solo father, like some of us were situations we've been in. But the absent father, it is abundantly clear the children they come affected by it.
Amy was asking a question there, John.
Let's see. Do you think your relationship would have been different if he had come into your life at a younger age? Oh yeah, more than likely. My mom day was maybe 8 or 9, and being that young, like you said, you look for a father. And the attention that I got from him, I ate it up. I loved it. Because I was like, and he would look, he'd call me his boy, and I was like, okay. I impressed him. I did something that made him go, good job, and I was like, hey. But he just wasn't the guy that my mom fell in love with or wanted to marry. And he was a good guy, nothing wrong with him. He just wasn't the guy she cared for. So she spent a few more years, by herself, and then she eventually met the guy who became my stepfather. So who knows?
How'd you feel when he left?
I was a little surprised, but because of the way my mom handled business with the people she dated, it took a while before I even realized he was there. Before he wasn't there anymore, because she wouldn't expose us to the people she was dealing with very often. He was a rare exception because he insisted. He was like, you have kids. If I want to be with you, I need to get to know you and your kids. So he made that a point. He was looking to be a stepfather, because I don't remember if he didn't have kids of his own or he couldn't have kids of his own. I've forgotten. But he was really looking to play that role. He wanted it, And she, at the time, of course, my older siblings were already like teenagers or almost grown. But me and my other brother, we were still young. And so he was like, I want to be their dad, kind of thing.
You were a blessed man if you had that situation. That's what happened with me. And do you know they say that the absence of the biological father, that you actually increase the risk of maltreatment of children?
Wow.
Because the mother may bring anything through the door.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? She may allow anyone. Now we just pray that she makes good decisions.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like, these are different individuals with different histories and that kind of different blood, what have you.
Right.
So that child could be a problem, and not a problem in and of itself, but in terms of that child could be mistreated because you're dealing with an immature mate. That's in your life for however long.
Just look at the example in the news we saw recently with those kids living in that apartment. The mother brought in this aftermarket dude, and
convinced her to leave them children there to die.
Killed one of her kids and then left the other one, left the rest of them just there to deal with the body. That's a prime example, man. Even when I was, being a single father, and I, of course, was dating, as much as I could, the access that the people that I dealt with, just like I believe, like my mother showed me, they had very little access to them. wasn't until I got to the point where I was even considering marrying you. There was no point really for you to meet them, because otherwise you're temporary, and I'm not finna be bringing people in and out of their situation. You know, the kids don't do well with that. Right. But you have to think about those things as being, a father, being a single parent. Whether you father or mother, you have to consider those things. You know, the people that you expose your kids to and the things you might be exposing them to. How many people have been molested by a stepfather, mother, right, brother, or something like that?
That's exactly.
You know, I remember my daughter, my ex-wife came to pick up my daughter. She had her boyfriend with her. Cool, I talked to the dude, everything was cool. Later on, she said, "Well, why are you so nice to him?" I'm like, because that nigga's about to live with my daughter if you're going to marry him. I want to know what kind of people he is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because by just talking that little thing with him, I'm thinking, okay, right now, I'm not feeling none. Okay. Because I'd have felt something right away like, oh, no, I gotta make sure to let her know anything you tell me. But he's cool. He was cool. And she ended up not marrying him. But to me, it was like, why would you ask me that shit?
Right.
What, you think I'm trying to get cool with him to tell him, yo, that bitch is fun. Don't marry that bitch. It had nothing to do. I just want to make this. If this dude you're going to marry, my daughter is 12, that means he's going to be in her life as she becomes a woman.
Right.
I want to make sure what kind of person that dude is.
Right, man.
I can't just not know who he is. It's like, no, that make no sense.
That
was just stupid.
When I met my ex-wife, she had my oldest son already. He was a month old. And, as the relationship went on, I was like, okay, I'm going to be in her life, and I'm definitely going to be in his life. I told her, I said, how's your relationship with the father? Can I meet him? I requested it. So she said, okay, well, I'll talk to him and see, if he's willing to do it. Because my thinking was, I'm finna be in your kid's life probably every day. The very least I need to do is let you know who I am and what I'm about.
Absolutely.
You might not like me, and that's cool. You might not want to be my friend. That's cool. But I at least need to make sure that you understand what I'm doing here and what my intentions are towards your kid. He never wanted to meet me.
Wow.
He literally refused. Wow. And I was like, okay, well, it turned out not to be a surprise because he eventually just ghosted completely. We haven't seen him since, and my son is 23, so that is what it is. But I'm glad he had me. I may not have been the father he wanted, but I damn sure tried to do my best.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One thing I can say honestly, man, about all three of you brothers, and I hope I'm not wrong in saying this, but when I was looking up the type of, the absent father, you automatically would think the father with the mother. It's the opposite of it, but actually it's not. It's the solo father.
Really?
It's the solo father. The solo father is the opposite of the absentee father. Not the father with the mother. That's not the opposite. And what they did was they started saying, let's look at some similarities in terms of like what a solo father's decisions or whatever in life, what they would have to deal with and all this kind of stuff. If you look at their behaviors and risk issues, it comes very close to the same things that the absentee father faced. They have more commonality than dissimilar results. But I wanted to say, when I looked at all of that and I saw how vital having a father is, and I know each one of you were solo fathers at one point in time, my hat off to each and every one of you. Good job, brothers. Man. I really mean that.
Thank you.
Good job.
Appreciate it, man.
Good job.
Good job.
And ditto for y'all too, man.
Good job.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Before we go though, I want to be able to say something here about our store. We get tomorrow only.
That's what's
at
up.
Our store, which is the link is https semicolon /
We're gonna put it in the description.
You'll put it in there.
We're gonna put the link in the description.
Anyway, because that's just forever here. Anyways, tomorrow only, you put in the code holiday15 and you get 15% off anything in the store. So, but it's only tomorrow only. So you got to go in there and get some stuff, and hopefully, come on, rep us. Come, I want to see some shirts, some cups, something.
Daily Smoke Black Thursday.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Black Wednesday, yeah, Black Thursday.
And if y'all do get some of the merchandise and y'all follow any of us on our social medias,
absolutely,
post the pictures and tag us.
Yes.
We definitely, and we will tag it. We will give y'all a shout out on the show. We definitely want to see it. we hope for y'all. Hopefully, y'all
So
get some
again,
stuff.
once you see the link, when you go there, it's holiday, word holiday 15, and that'll give you 15% off. Hope that you and you'll enjoy everything. You'll see it'll be great.
Most definitely.
Anybody else want any shout outs or anything?
Man, I just want to thank all the viewers, just coming out and supporting us every time, and whether it's 9. Today we got 9. Thank you, Lord. You know, we've been around 3 and 4 for a minute. And then we got to 12. We was as high as 21 and 22 sometimes. But those, I remember when we was trying to figure out how we was going to bring more people in. They say, look, it's better to have a smaller number of the right people than a larger number of the wrong people.
We got all
so
right
if we got 9, thank you all so much for supporting us. You all are the right viewers that we want, and we hope stick with us. I promise you, the show is gonna get better. So thank you. I just want to give a shout out to all of you.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up, man. Especially at the top of the year, man. Y'all gonna see a lot of changes. And as far as the merchandise go, man, we're gonna start having a lot of little things dealing with the merchandise that's gonna, spark y'all's interest. Trust me. It's a lot of stuff coming, man. So y'all just hang in there, pass the word. If anybody's watching that have not subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Absolutely.
And let
share,
your people know. Let everybody know about the Daily Smoke, man.
If each one of y'all can grab 2 a day, hey, that helps us out, makes us better.
Most definitely.
Definitely appreciate the like, share, and subscribe. Get the word out. Let people know we here.
Most definitely, man.
Oh yeah, shout out to Jugatech.
Oh yeah. Most definitely, man. Shout out to Jugatech. That's Jugatech PC Solutions, man. This is a really, really good brother. My brother, matter of fact. He's our brother. Yeah. He has his own company. It's a tech company, and they, anything dealing with any type of IT that you need, whether it's home or business, he can handle it. He can take care of it. I mean, even anything from your computer to your alarm system in your home business, anything. It could be your laptop need fixing, whatever. Just hit him up if y'all want to know any way to get in touch with him. Just let us know. And or you can just look him up on the internet. Jugatech PC Solutions. Right. That's JUGGATECH.
Can we put that link down there too?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, okay.
We're gonna add that up there. Yeah, most definitely.
Yes.
Most definitely. So when y'all look at the replay, y'all will see the links down there too.
We'll get it on there for y'all. Don't worry.
While we're closing it out, I do want to say I want to put something on the table going forward. Like, I think this father, absentee father versus father that was present, topic was really good. But what I'm really interested in, I would love to hear what you all would say going forward. I want to talk about the relationship between the stepchild and the step parent. The reason I want to bring that up is because literally in about the last 3 to 4 weeks, I've had numerous friends come to me and verbalize to me they're having challenges like this in their relationship. And I mean, I was just like, but the one thing that I noticed was common was the common number or age of the stepchildren involved was about the same. The age of the parent may have been different, the step parent. But I noticed, and I was like, well, maybe it's because they're becoming teenagers, something like that.
Yeah.
But it was still causing a problem, Mm-hmm. So I think we don't talk about that all too often.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting conversation. What do y'all think?
Yeah, we definitely can
along with other
that,
topics.
because I got a lot to say on that one.
Do you really?
Oh yeah.
Do you really?
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's good.
I definitely got some
to
stuff
deal
to say
with
about that.
And I had to deal with that with my oldest.
Really?
Yeah.
I understand. Wow, that's real.
It's definitely a different dynamic, man.
It's gonna be an interesting show. It's gonna be very interesting.
Most definitely.
Bobby, you got any shout outs or anything, man, before we close out?
Just to my boy AJ, get well.
Get well, first of all, man. That's our boy, man. AJ, man, you gotta get better, dog. We can't have you sick under no circumstances.
Another thing I want to say too is if anybody has a topic that they want to send it to us. So this is what the Daily Smoke, daily.smoke.com and gmail.com. Send us an email. Let us know what kind of topic you're interested in.
Yeah,
Houston,
please
we can
do that.
bring you on the show and you can start the conversation.
Or hit us up on any of our social medias and let us know,
Yeah,
man.
most
We definitely appreciate and value our audience feedback. So we definitely would appreciate any input
People's
y'all have.
podcast, baby.
We the
People's
People's
podcast.
Podcast.
And listen, man, if anybody out there has a business or you're starting a business or anything like that, let us know. Hit us up on the. You can hit us up in the comments, or you can hit us up directly. Also, like he was saying on the Gmail, which is the.daily.smoke@gmail.com. Hit us up. Let us know. What you want to do, what you're trying to do, whatever. We'll definitely support you in any way
We
that
love
we can.
to help promote your business.
Most
Right,
definitely.
yeah. We'll
Most
make some
definitely,
deals with
man.
everybody, but it's gonna get better. I know it is.
Absolutely.
Thank you all
Absolutely.
so much.
So, it's about 5 minutes early. What y'all want to do? Y'all want to continue? Y'all want to talk some more? Y'all want to go ahead and shut it down or what? Let's see what the audience thinking.
Anybody
What
out
y'all
there?
want to do? Y'all want to keep?
Call in, talk to us about something. Nobody called in. What about y'all?
Yeah,
had
man.
daddies, didn't have
Y'all don't want to
daddies?
talk to us no more?
Whatever. I think I
down,
struck
bro.
a chord with Kevin also. He
Yeah?
wrote, "You ain't my daddy." Every step parent hears that. We could talk about it now, but I think that would take us
It'd
well
take
till
too
about
long.
10 o'clock.
Right. That's fine.
Man.
If you guys want us to go ahead and, why don't we just make it a daddy series?
It's a lot to deal with.
We'll talk about
I
that
mean,
on
yeah.
Monday. Let's talk about it on
different-
Monday.
Different times and
We can talk about a lot of different aspects of parenting. I
Yeah.
would definitely be cool with that.
gotta get some female guests in to talk to.
I'm sure they get it too.
moms.
We
I'm
may
sure
have
they
we
get
may
that.
have a guest who was supposed to be on a couple of episodes back. I was telling y'all he writes children's books.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I think that'll be a good
Absolutely.
person to add to that conversation.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Hopefully we can make it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
most
He
definitely.
writes, he sells them also and everything? Or
Yeah, he's
try to get them on before Christmas.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
He wants.
See if
He
you can sell
told
a
me he
few.
wanted to come this Monday coming up.
Yeah.
He's gonna let me know for sure.
Oh,
So,
that'd
Okay.
be awesome if you
Yeah,
make some
yeah.
Monday.
yeah.
Why don't we talk about that Monday
enough.
without special guests?
Right.
Okay. He writes children's books, so this man is in the mind of kids.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would love to hear what he has to say on
Be a
that.
very
Right,
interesting
right. So
point
yeah,
of view.
you don't want to miss Monday if you got children, and might get you some Christmas gifts for your kids.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. Books. I know Amy. She's all about reading. So
She just put in the comments. She said, "Books, I'm in."
Amy's all about books, and then,
Book club meeting.
you know what I'm saying?
Go to take us out, man. Go to take us out, bro.
Hey man, we love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for always being here. Much success to everything y'all do, and continue to grow with us, man.
Yes.
We love y'all, and I'm your boy Big Bro.
I'm your boy, Brother Ron.
Losey Lolo, brother Los.
Brother Jan.
And now your boy Bishop.
And we are the Daily Smoke, and we are